So here is a video response that I am making because a lot of you are requesting to see what happens to the Xperia T now with this needle. Now, needless to say, it's scratch resistant and it actually does very well. I took off the screen protector from this guy, that's what was in the previous video, because Sony likes to glue a screen protector that's supposed to be a shatterproof sheet on top of the scratch resistant glass. So here is proof that it's scratch resistant. Keep in mind though that metals are relatively soft, although very sharp objects or metals can still somehow scratch displays. But either way, let's see how this guy does. So we have a very sharp pin, same exact one we were using before. Here's the Xperia T screen. I'm going to try to stay away from the actual display itself, just in case some tragedy were to happen. The screen is on, so I can give myself a little bit of a guide. Check this. So I have now rubbed it fairly hard, and you can see that you don't hear that scratching like you do with the plastic. See, really? I'm going to take it and wipe it a bit. Now here is the screen that has been wiped very well. I had scratched here several times, and if I'm going to be moving it a bit in the light, and as you can see, there is not a single scratch on this. So if you go back and look at the video from before this, you can see that the shatterproof sheet scratched like crazy. This is again with it off the screen, and they do call this scratch resistant glass, and indeed it does very well. They say it's not Gorilla Glass, they call it mineral glass. I'm not sure of the exact composition, but you can see that it fares very well by itself. The one and only downside I see is that they have not included an oleophobic layer on here, so it becomes a little bit difficult to remove fingerprints. But other than that, it does very well. If you're not liking that protector that's on your Xperia, I would recommend removing it and using the screen protector that's either Sony included with it or a different screen protector. That way you don't have essentially a screen protector on top of a screen protector, because you start to lose some of the sensitivity of your glass. And on top of that, the original screen protector that was glued to this was really bad with glare, so a big improvement overall. One bit that I do want to mention is that it seems that there is some type of coating on this glass, because when I breathe on it, you can see a vein-like pattern. It's not uniform. It's reminiscent of some type of layer that they put on this, and even though the glass itself does not scratch, because if there is an actual scratch, if you move it about in the light, you can see it catching the light. But when you do scratch at this and you breathe on it, it seems that you can see a little bit of wear in the scratch-resistant coating. So let me show you that. So you can see these here. This is where I'd scratched it back and forth, and as that water vapor goes away, the scratches disappear entirely. So there you have it. Scratching it with an actual pin itself does not scratch the glass. Something like sand definitely will scratch this glass. So I recommend still using a screen protector. But you can see that the pin, again, does not scratch the glass, but it does scratch at what looks like a coating that they have on here.